Let's head to the video store and grab a game for the weekend. We have the box art and description to guide us when we're choosing what game to rent. So grab your rental card because this is the Warp Pipe Rental.
What game you rent for the weekend?
Nice. So yeah, this is the first time we did a movie. So we'll switch it up, right? You can go to the video store, you can get games or movies. We got the Wizard right here. Fantastic looking box art for sure. I love seeing all the video game art. It kind of looks like a video game strategy guide almost that we see, like how to win at video games, like one of those, like with all the sprites coming out of it. Fred Savage. Now was he big off of the Wonder Years at this point, right? So maybe
Yes.
that's why they have
Yeah.
him top
Yeah, for
bill,
sure. Yeah.
the name up there. So the kids are gonna be like, oh, I seen him in that show, and maybe their parents are like, yeah, we watched that show. Like, all right, we'll take you to this.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of names on that cast list that are great. Christian
It
Slater,
is, yeah.
uh, what's his name? Bo Bridges, that's Jeff Bridges' brother,
Okay.
and also Jenny Lewis, who is now a music artist. You know the girl that's in there?
Mm-hmm.
She's a popular music artist now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
crazy. So really good cast. What'd you think about it, Keith?
Well, I rented it, like, I guess semi-legit rented it off of Apple, right? So I paid for it. I had it for 2 days or however long I had it for. So I watched a bit of it on the first day, and then I finished it yesterday. And it is a giant Nintendo commercial, but sitting down and knowing that and kind of watching it now, I really did enjoy it again as much as I did back in the day. There was some definitely little things that I noticed because as an adult, you're watching it, you're like, well, how is he playing all these Nintendo games? Oh, there's 90 some games he needs to play, and either they're like at an arcade. And then you're
Mhm.
watching, you're like, oh, it's because they're using like the Play Choice 10 and stuff, right, at these arcades, or playing it differently, or the arcade version of some of them, obviously, right? But I thought that was really cool. I do enjoy the story behind it. I enjoy the character development. I feel
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
I cared about the characters, and that's a big thing that you don't see as much anymore, is just focusing on maybe a smaller cast of characters and making it so you care about them and developing them. But
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
thought I think it's awesome. It's a great movie in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Did you
What about
cry
you
at
guys?
the end?
One single salt
I
right here.
I I cried. When he was at up on the thing looking at the pictures, and then Bo
In the
Bridges,
dinosaur.
the dad,
Yeah.
yes, and then the dad starts kind of tearing. I think being a dad now, like, it kind of hits home a little bit. So it was, he showed the picture of like the mom who had passed away, and then it was like the last time they were together, and they went to California, and
Mhm.
it got me, man. It got me. It did. I'm gonna admit.
Good
Yeah.
story for sure. Yeah. Now,
So,
I was
go
gonna say,
ahead.
did you guys see this in the theater when it came out,
Yes,
like back in the day? You remember seeing
I
it?
did. I did.
I don't remember seeing
Yes,
it in the theater
I
now.
remember going to see it because there must have been something somewhere where I knew that Mario 3 was gonna be in it, and I think that that was the main reason why we went,
Mhm.
because I don't think the Mario 3 was a surprise to me at towards the end when he's at Video Armageddon, and it is great, man. The whole movie is just like, I love when they're calling up the hotline
Right,
and
and he's
they're
got
getting all
the
the
yeah,
tips, and it
he's got
made me
the
think about
folder.
something because, that's not cheap, right? So there's a
Right.
couple there's a couple of scenes in there where, okay, so the scene before Jenny Lewis's character starts making all the calls is when her and her friend, she has her friend Spanky,
Yeah, the
the
truck
truck
driver.
driver,
Mhm.
come in and play I don't know, play the roulette or something, like, or the craps table,
Yeah.
and they win a bunch of money. Literally the next scene, she's making phone calls, and I was like, "Oh, that's where the money's going."
Yeah.
They're making all these phone calls to get all these tips, for the tip line. And then one thing I noticed though is she's making phone calls like at the pool, and she's
Okay.
on like a beach chair on a landline phone. And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Where's that phone plugged into?"
This
That
log
cable had
wire.
to be huge,
He's
right?
outside. Yeah. But, there's so many I love how it's your typical you got your villain who has to go out and he's a hired private investigator that has to go and retrieve Jimmy, to come back home, and throughout the movie, he's just getting beat up and beat up and beat up, and so, like, towards the end of the movie, he's got a black eye, he's scratched, his glasses are broken,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
that whole thing, and, uh like Keith said, like, all of the video games in the background, I spotted the Play Choice 10 a few times, all the tabletop Ninja Gaiden game. Like, I don't know if that's an actual thing, but it's pretty cool. I wore my shirt today in honor,
Nice.
by the way. Uh, but one thing I noticed, and Russ, I sent you the video where we'll listen to it. There's a scene that I noticed where there's a little Easter egg, and I don't know if you guys picked up on it, but when they go to Lucas, and Lucas is putting on the power glove and he's doing his little tappy tap on the buttons,
Okay,
he
okay.
it plays tones.
Oh,
So
okay.
Russ, can you pull that up? It's a little movie trivia at this point. So pull that clip up and turn that volume up
I will
because
see
I
if you
want
guys
people
can
to
hear
hear it.
this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Alright,
And
let's see.
so as soon as he starts tapping,
Power glove.
did you get it?
Boop, beep, boop, boop. Is it something from ET?
It's Close Encounters.
Close Encounters, that's what it is. I said some
Mhm.
alien
When
movie.
he goes to the mountain and they're doing the lights on the spaceship,
Yeah,
it's the same
same
tone.
tones. Let's hear
So
it again.
it's the exact same thing. So there's a little
Nice.
Easter
Good
egg for
catch,
you.
David.
How'd
Yeah,
did you caught that or read
I
that
did.
somewhere?
I did.
I wonder if that's
No.
listed anywhere as, like, an Easter egg. You
Yeah,
heard it
that's
first here on the
it's gotta
weekly Warp
be.
Pipe.
Yeah, right. I mean, I told you guys I'm a movie buff, like, I've seen way too many movies, and I memorize all of them, and I remember that's the movie with Richard Dreyfuss, where the aliens come down, they go to the mountain, and
Right, right.
he carves the
Mashed
mountain in his
potatoes.
mashed potatoes and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
everything, but that is the same tone. Go ahead and look it up. It's the same tone as what Lucas is typing into his power glove.
Interesting.
Nice.
Yeah, and it doesn't make sound in real life, so
No,
they just
no.
added it for
Yeah.
dramatic effect or whatever.
And actually, if you watch him closely, there's one extra sound than a button that he pushes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So whoever was
So
sound designs was like, "I'm just putting it in.
right, right.
We'll make it work."
So pretty cool. Um, other than that, dude, I mean, what is there not to say about this movie? It's great. I mean,
Yeah,
it's an adventure movie for kids, but it's also got like the family aspect. And what the one other part that I absolutely like couldn't get over was there's a scene where Christian Slater is working on the truck because, like, the tires got punched, the truck got rammed, and they need to kind of fix the truck to go and to get Jimmy. They know that he's in California, I believe, at this point. And Bo Bridges' character is just casually in the garage, like thunder thumbing it on the
yeah, yeah.
controller. I'm like,
Right.
dude, your son needs to be rescued. What are you doing
He's getting into it,
playing NES?
He's
playing some
playing
Zelda.
Zelda, right? Yeah.
I don't remember what he was playing during that scene, but I know that there was a scene where he played like the Ninja Turtles game, and he was like,
Yeah.
he woke Christian Slater up, and he's like, "Oh, I got the scroll weapon," and he had,
Yeah.
like it was legit, like stuff from Nintendo. So it was great. 90-minute commercial for Nintendo and
Right.
a family friendly movie. So
I will say, I mean, definitely commercial for Nintendo, but even tacked on at the end, it was actually a commercial for Universal Studios because they're at
Mhm.
Universal. That's where the Armageddon takes place, and they jump on the tour backlot tour he would go on. So you're going through and you see like Jaws ride and this and that. So it's like, oh, I want to go to Universal too, like mom and dad, and get a Nintendo. So definitely big pushing they knew kids were gonna come out and with their parents, so it's like, okay, they're gonna maybe want a Nintendo, get some Nintendo games, and maybe come to Universal Studios as well. Check it out.
Mhm. Yeah, there's a whole big scene on the King Kong ride, which is I
Yeah.
believe it's no longer there anymore.
Right,
Yeah, it's
right.
different now. Now it's, I think it's in the tunnel that used to spin, the magma tunnel that used to spin. Now it's all, like, screens in there, and at that there's
Wow.
That's
King
right.
Kong ride, but it's all screen, right?
Yeah,
It's not,
Wow.
yeah, I did that one.
practical effects anymore.
Yeah. But what did you think, Russ?
I mean, fantastic movie for sure. And being a video game, fanatic, it's like you're looking in the background for all this stuff, right? Maybe you're following the story a little bit, but you're like, oh, what game is he playing, or what's on screen there? Like that's the fun part for sure. Um, and it has stellar cast in it too.
Yeah.
I think
Mhm.
that helps drive it home as well. And like we said, bringing the
Absolutely.
parents to it, and you're like, hey, you have some of these people that they recognize, so they're like, perfect.
Yeah.
We'll come out to this for sure.
And
Again,
you know
just
who else
like
is in it that I didn't realize was the do you remember in Christmas Vacation,
Okay,
one of his, it was Clark's coworker that comes in and he's like, "Oh, you get your bonus," and all that stuff. Well, anyway, I don't know the actor's name, but he's
he's
the
in it.
other he's the other dad who is, like, running for
oh,
Congress or something,
yeah,
Oh, okay,
or some running for some political thing,
yeah.
and so he needs to have, like, a good name on, and he's, like, trying to get Jimmy, to therapy or to figure out what's wrong with him or
yeah.
something when realistically Jimmy just wanted to have the whole family together, which is like tearjerker right there, man.
And it's got Spider-Man in it too.
It does have Spider-Man in it.
Does have the original Spider-Man. Toby's in it, right?
That's right. Yeah. I love the guy when they go up to sign in for Video Armageddon.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
That guy was great.
Where he's like Ninja Gaiden.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. Oh, and there was confirmation. So if this is a Nintendo movie, they called it Ninja Gaiden. So
Like,
there you go. Take it
absolutely,
from Nintendo.
right? So I just watched, The Electric State. I think it was on Netflix or something like that. It's a newer one. It's about all these robots, and as I was watching that one, I was like, I don't care about these characters. I felt like there was a couple characters I cared about, but I didn't really care about those characters. So that's why this one really hit home for me when I was watching it. That I was like, man, the character development in this, it's not huge, but again, like you're talking about that villain, the guy that's trying
Right.
to track him down for money. Like just the scenes that they put in with him and like the father and Christian Slater's character and them interacting makes you not like that guy, and then makes
right,
you
right.
kind of
You
Right.
really
feel for
root
those
against him.
characters, right? So, like, just that little bit of character development in that story,
Mhm.
I feel like they really nailed it with this one. I really enjoyed
Well,
that
that's the
part of it,
yeah,
right?
from the beginning, Christian Slater and the dad are, like, screaming at each other, and by the
Yeah,
end of the movie, when they meet up with Fred Savage's character and, Beau Bridges, the dad, he is cheering Jimmy on, and Christian Slater says to Fred Savage, "He's a changed man," and he's like,
yeah.
"I could see that." So, like, there's a big story arc with the characters, which is great.
It
I would say the scariest part of this movie, though, is this happened twice in the movie that I noticed, is when the villain, I forget, I don't know what the guy's name is, but the hired investigator literally picks up Jimmy and tries running off with him.
yeah,
Like,
Right.
straight up kidnapping. Like, that
There
was
are some
I
questionable things that he
yes.
does. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So, like,
he
I
does
wanted to
say that
kinda,
he
like
has a letter of custody when he scoops him at the when they're in Reno and he scoops him up at the arcade, and
mhm.
she yells what she yells.
Right.
He
Yes,
does say that
yes.
he has a letter of custody, so,
Yeah.
technically, I think it's not, like, it's
As bad
obviously
as it
a little bit of
is happening. Right.
kidnapping, but it's not
Yeah, however,
as bad.
he does it again at the
Yeah,
trailer
yeah,
when he basically goes they don't show it on camera, but it's assumed that he kind of breaks into the trailer and takes Jimmy.
mhm,
So, I mean, as a dad, like that was hard to watch.
yeah.
All right.
But
What do
What do
we
we think as ratings for the movie out of 10?
out of
oh, out
10
of
now?
10.
we're
Ooh,
doing
out
5?
of
I forget what
10.
we're doing. All right, fine, out
We'll
of
do
5.
10 out of 5. All right. Let's
10 out of 5.
let's figure it out. I'm gonna give it a 4.5. And the reason I do that is because I watched The Wizard, but the night before I watched The Goonies, and
Ooh,
it wasn't quite up there with The Goonies. So I'm gonna go
okay.
4.5.
4.5. What's Keith got? He's got the
Can I give it a
VHS.
6? Can I give
Ooh,
it a
wow,
6?
wow.
Oh
I give
wow.
it a 5. It's a solid 5 for me. I think it's a great
Solid
Okay.
movie.
5.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll go 4. I'll go not quite top tier, but definitely get some great references. Cool cast and yeah, good one for sure. We'll see what you guys said though. We got some comments. And I think we have a voicemail too, Dave, about
Yes, we
the
do. Yeah.
wizard, so we could kind of do that early as well.
What did you say? What did you say?
Springfield, let's hear from you.
All right, we'll jump over to our Instagram. You can follow us over there at the Weekly Warp Pipe. Lopez Drummer says, "My first time watching this movie. I love it." Perfect. Ando Gamer. I love this movie. I still own the mini Nintendo Power magazine they handed out for watching it. What?
Whoa, wait a minute. We gotta look that
That's
up.
I'm
cool.
Well,
glad
not
I
not
have
now, but we'll look it up.
I'm glad I have the Blu-ray so I can relive the memories.
Nice.
And Bell Anthony says, "The Power Glove, it's so bad." He was so right.
It's true.
And then we have over on our YouTube community page as well. Let's see this guy here. Mike just says, "Awesome movie." Colby says, "I absolutely love this movie, even if it's a 90-minute advertisement for Nintendo." Fred Savage, who played Corey Woods in the movie, was the star of my favorite television show at the time, The Wonder Years.
Mhm.
I love the simple story and the fact Jimmy barely ever talked, but to say the random California every once in a while was so cool seeing them build up a bankroll and play video games to get to Utah to Los Angeles. Also, this movie has a killer soundtrack. Always love Send Me an Angel by Real Life, the song
Mhm.
that was playing when the kid gets rides from the bikers. Mike just comments, California. T Belly, what a great time to watch this in the theater. The correct way to say Ninja Gaiden was revealed in this movie. I remember TMNT being played, and nobody can forget the reveal for the most of us. Super Mario Brothers 3. I don't own this movie on disc. Gonna have to see where I can stream it. And Canadian Retro says, just wrapped up watching this. Admittedly, I've never seen it before. It was out of slightly before my time. I'm starting to feel like a retro imposter. I thought the movie was really good. Loved all the references to specific games slash arcades. The Mario 3 reveal and competition was epic. Really wholesome plot and ending too. 3.5 out of 5.
Okay.
Hope next week's rental is an NES game now. 50,000 in Double Dragon, anyone? Nice.
I
And
will
let's
say
see.
that the soundtrack is killer. There is a few New Kids on the Block songs in there. There is a Bobby Brown song that I picked up on. It is a good soundtrack. I'll have to look that up on Spotify, see if anyone made a playlist.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's true. All right, let's see. I'll bring up the voicemail here.
Hey, Warp Pipe. It's your loyal follower on Instagram, Killer Carp, the Wizard. Oh, man. And it's a serious film, and it deserves to be taken seriously. I don't think it's just a piece of nostalgia. I'd like to say that it's a piece of art. It's a film. I think it's a better film than Citizen Kane. You know, I'll come right out and say it. Now, if I could only find where that diner is, where they had the Nintendo TVs built into the tables,
Oh, yeah.
oh my God,
Mm.
I don't think it gets any more 1989 than that scene. Fred Savage, Ninja Gaiden, with New Kids on the Block playing in the background. Actually, if you're able to, can you play that clip for me right now?
Yeah, yeah. So he gave us a clip here.
Thanks, guys. Long live the Wizard.
Thanks for calling in.
Hey,
Appreciate
Warp
it.
Pipe. It's your loyal follower on Instagram.
There you go.
I had it. I had it
Double
on
dipping.
loop. My bad. So here's the clip he was talking about with the. Yeah, they're at a diner, and it's like a tabletop game here with Ninja Gaiden on it.
Look at him. He's making the jump. It's his second time through, and he hasn't even taken a hit yet. He's a wizard. So he can play Ninja Gaiden. So what?
Hope we don't get flagged for that.
I know it. Classic clip for sure.
It's great.
I dig it. So if you guys haven't seen The Wizard before, if you didn't get to rent it this weekend, definitely check it out. It's a good one. I guess it's on Blu-ray, so you can get whatever preferred media you want and pick that up. And next week, what are we getting into, Dave?
So next week, guys, we have a special guest that's going to be on the show with us. And we let our guest pick our warp pipe rental for next week. So next week, our guest has chosen Bionic Commando on the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Heck yeah. That's a good one right there. You guys haven't played through Bionic Commando before, here's your chance. Rent it for the weekend and let us know your thoughts on that one. Cool, guys. That's it for this week's rental.